Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, joined of course by Dan Dix of pressfortruth.ca, and I'm sending you to .ca because, well, we won't have a lot more time on YouTube. We're probably watching this video, as most people are viewers of ours on places like YouTube. There's obviously lots of alternative platforms, but the truth of the matter is that most people are watching us today on YouTube, and there's serious problems with that because YouTube is deleting our videos. We both had a 9/11 video deleted recently off of our channel, and he's completely demonetized, and we are entering into some really bad territory, and our channels will probably be taken down in the next year and a half, 2 years at some point, if we're lucky to last that long. So we need your help more than ever, folks. Dan, let's talk about this censorship, because it's getting to a whole new level, almost incremental over time. They just step it up a little bit, because if they did all of this at once, people would have rose up a long time ago. So what do you think about this incremental move towards completely shutting us up completely?
Well, I think it's important to point out the incremental aspect of it. Like you said, they would essentially martyr us as YouTubers, essentially, if they just went ahead and killed the channels right away. So this has been, I would say, maybe a 3 to 4 phase process so far, where we saw the Facebook purge, we then saw the YouTube adpocalypse, we then saw the Vox adpocalypse, and I think phases 4, 5, and 6 are coming soon. And like you said, a projection of a year and a half to 2 years is very realistic for me, that YouTube is going to be completely unrecognizable. I mean, as it is right now, you can type in the exact title of one of my documentary films with just under 2 million views and not even find it on there. So, it's changing from YouTube to ThemeTube. It's happening slowly, but right now they're starting to ramp it up because we've gained an audience on this platform, and they don't like that.
So, I mean, I remember the days when, and it wasn't even that long ago, where if you typed in like 9/11, not even 9/11 truth, but if you typed in 9/11 on YouTube, the two top videos almost anywhere in the world you'd go under any algorithm would be mine and yours. And today, some of those same videos, including the one that used to be #1 in the search terms for 9/11, video I did with Richard Gage, was recently just deleted by YouTube at 2:11 a.m. with no way to dispute and no way for me to do anything about it. Luckily, a lot of people spoke up, and we managed to get the video back up, but that's only for a temporary amount of time. It's a temporary success, a long-term problem. And of course, you recently had a 9/11 video just pulled off of YouTube, and I believe wasn't it like a re-upload of a video you'd already posted?
Yeah, so the video is still out there, the original one. It makes absolutely no sense that this would somehow trigger the algorithm this time around, unless they don't want any new information or more information coming out on the day,
Yeah. Well, and that's something I wanted to get into with you, Dan, was that, I mean, years ago we saw it slow and incremental. Obviously, we remember years ago anything related to something like Sandy Hook or something like that, obviously it would be taken down, and there's a bit more support for that, whether it's right or wrong. There would be a bit more support for that, takedown notice. But then we move slowly but surely, Christopher Cantwell to Alex Jones to then just like everybody. And now we see thousands, tens of thousands of channels that have been taken down recently. And I mean, we're all on the chopping block. You've been demonetized. And what I find weird is that they have been taking down those 9/11 videos, because the majority of people polled in the United States today at least question the official story of 9/11. So when they're able to take down those videos so easily, what do you think about the arrogance of YouTube and where they think they are versus where we think we are, in actually fighting this battle?
Well, as I said, it's shifted from YouTube to ThemeTube. And, this is why conferences like what we're at here, where they're talking about blockchain-based technology to make platforms censorship resistant, is what we need to start focusing on moving forward. As voluntarists, as free market enthusiasts, we would rather just have our audience slowly migrate away from YouTube and onto some of these other platforms. But it's not just that. It's the attack financially that's happening as well, in many, many, many ways. That is an area that a lot of people don't realize the independent media is actually suffering in right now. It's, it's like we're in a drought right now. It's a dry period because of the censorship, because of the shadow banning. So the only way we're going to survive this, honestly, moving forward, is to get actual support from you, the viewers, the actual people who consume this information, because it's a service we're providing here, and I would like to think that the viewers gain something out of this as well. contributing $1 in exchange for the information that you get from us, I think is something very reasonable.
Yeah, I think we could both agree that we refuse to do this for a profit. Like, we refuse to put up videos for money. We are putting up free videos because we want to reach people. But with that said, people need to actually contribute in order for us to do it on a regular basis. We both work really hard day in, day out. And I mean, there's much more better monetary incentives elsewhere other than telling this kind of truth, this kind of information. And I find it's interesting how, they kind of get us under the guise of fear. Like, government uses more fear than force. They're able to get people to conform to the fear because they're worried about the force. And in this case, with YouTube, when they hit us financially like this, then it scares people from saying things. Like with them taking down 9/11 videos, it's like, oh, if it's something rather tame, because most people have heard of 9/11 truth and everything like that. It's like, what if I talk about this story? Is it going to get taken down? Maybe I just shouldn't report on this. And that is where they really get you. They make you self-censor. So when there's that monetary incentive, it scares you and it worries you and it concerns you that you won't be able to get other information out if you put out that one piece of information. So that's where you guys come in. That's where it comes down to you guys that are watching this video right now, that we need your help more than ever, because guess what? This has come down to the bottom line. In a year and a half, 2 years, we probably will be gone from YouTube. Almost 100% will be gone. Our channels will be deleted. It'll be a new book burning, and you will not see us ever again unless you're one of the 1% or not, if not less, of the viewers that are watching this channel that go to the alternatives like Flote.app, BitChute, which we're both on, of course. So, I mean, what do you think it takes, Dan? I mean, when it comes down to it, we are trying to provide free content, and we are getting ripped apart financially, and it's causing us to, worry about if our channel is going to be around in like a year and a half. I mean, what is there left to do other than send people to donate, pledge if you can, $1 a month, or something like a Flote or a BitChute?
Well, all we've been able to figure out how to deal with this short term is to first diversify our video sharing portfolio into all these other censorship resistant platforms. But by doing that, an unexpected result came about. I'm starting to earn revenue through cryptocurrencies. Steam dollars, Flote.app, and other things. PocketNet is offering their own coin that will eventually become worth something. I mean, now there are ways to make money in this space with your contributions that's not necessarily coming out of your own pocket. So that's a really interesting way moving forward too, is this crypto space being able to fund independent media.
Absolutely. I think long term we're in good waters. I think good territory. People are questioning mainstream media more than ever, and I think that's a good thing. However, in the short term, while we work towards these alternatives, while we work towards winning eventually, prevailing eventually, we need your help, and without it, we are going to be wiped off the face of the earth. And I think it's more important than ever to say, look, $1, every single person in the world, and I don't mean to be pushy here, but every single person in the world can afford $1 single a month. $1. If 1% of you gave $1 a month, that's already, for myself, that's $1,300 a month. That would help hugely. For Dan, that would be like $2,500 a month. I mean, that is a huge step up from what we're dealing with now, where we've been in many ways financially ruined. I mean, they've cut down the viewership on this channel on an average of 80% since January. 80%. If you don't think it's happening now, it's happening now. It's happening faster than ever, and it's kind of a domino effect. I say a year and a half, 2 years. Honestly, it could be 2 months from now, and it's kind of a crucial time to reach out to the audience that we tried to provide for so many years and try to provide good information, and we work day in and day out to make that happen. We have to reach out to you guys, because if we don't do it now, we'll be erased, and you'll never find us, and that's the end for all of us. I can't get that information out anymore to you guys, and what do you get? You go on YouTube and all you will see is Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, CBC in Canada, etc., BBC in the US. Yeah, so, I mean, bottom line, Dan, I mean, we are moving towards some good things in the future, but we're obviously still at the beginning of that phase. I mean, do you see people starting to change their minds about, or question things within a society more than you saw when you started off Press for Truth all those years ago?
Oh yeah, there's definitely something happening. There's momentum. There's a phenomenon happening. People are waking up en masse. I mean, having said that, there's still a lot of people that we need to reach. And funny enough, a lot of the people we need to reach are in fact on YouTube. You know, so that's one of the tricky areas of this when it comes to these other platforms is we don't want to be preaching to the choir in an ideological echo chamber. We obviously still need to reach you guys while we can. So that's an interesting place to be in this current battle that we have, if you want to call it, with ThemeTube. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we come out of this. But I want to continue to reach people here and then direct them to other places. You know, and like I said, let's let the free market speak and have a natural migration from one to the other.
Yeah, and I think it's more important that we do that now than after the fact. So I think you guys should start moving over because if we're just taken down, we can't tell you, hey, we're here. We're here right now. Yeah. So while we're here, let's just say, hey, go to flote.app. Just get an account. It's the easiest place I've ever gotten an account, honestly. You just put in your name and the password you want to use. There, account created. The privacy policy is like the smallest privacy policy I've ever seen, and there's a lot of options there. They want to develop alternative to both Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Tumblr, Reddit, and of course Patreon as well, with things like crypto pledges, etc.
Subscribe to us there for like $5 a month, $10 a month. You can contribute super chats in our live streams there. A lot of the things that YouTube is, taking away our ability to do, Flote.app and others have filled in the void there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's really important to tell you now instead of later that this is, because we won't be able to tell you later, that this is where you guys got to check out. And of course, BitChute, I try to upload as much as possible there. I know you do. You have a good following there, Dan, that's starting to grow, and I see a lot of people moving over there. The YouTuber Soph, who is like a 14-year-old girl who was recently, she's so scary to the establishment that they took a 14-year-old girl's channel down, and now she's on BitChute because they think that she shouldn't have a career in the talent of her choice. And I think it's really telling that YouTube's afraid of 14-year-old girls. And you can only imagine how they feel about, well, people like us. So I think it's important that people move over to those platforms. And before I close it off, yes, there's a dunk tank behind me. It would be weird to do this whole video without mentioning there's a dunk tank with an Obama mask on it behind us. And we are, of course, at Anarchadelphia 2019, one of the many anarchist events and free market and idea events. I think it's more about spreading ideas. And we had Anarcha Vegas recently, which I was involved in, and of course Anarchapulco coming up. So of course, there's a lot of word being spread. There's a lot of action being taken. It just comes down to we're acting. The people that are putting on this event are acting. The people who come out to this event are acting, and a lot of you that are watching are acting. But the question is, how so? If you can donate $1, if you can pledge $1, I have subscriber-only content on my Subscribestar linked below, and of course, all of Dan's stuff is linked. You guys gotta help out, and that's all I have to say for now. I really appreciate you joining us, Dan. And before we go, just give them a shout out for all the places they could go and find more of your work.
Yeah, pressfortruth.ca is going to have a link, but if you look in all the links will be in the description of any one of my latest YouTube videos. There you will find all the new alternative platforms that I'm on. So as a hedge, make sure you get on those ones as well. The links are in the descriptions of any one of my videos.
Awesome. Well, anyway, stay tuned for more. We are going to do whatever we can to bring you free content on a regular basis. I think that goes for both of us here. And we'll see you guys soon. Until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson with Dan Dix signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change. Like what you see here, OM? Don't forget to check the links below. GoFundMe, Patreon. We can't do it without you. Any donation is very much appreciated, as we are so heavily demonetized and shadow banned to a crazy extent. We have lost about 80% of our reach since the beginning of this year as they rip away subscribers, etc. It has gotten out of control, and it's becoming more and more difficult to stay alive here on World Alternative Media, bringing you guys free content every day. You can also check our Bitcoin address in the description, as well as on the screen for you to scan if you please. And also check us out on all these other alternatives like Subscribestar, where we are doing subscriber only content for people at the $4.99 US a month tier and up. We really appreciate it. You could tip us on there and pledge anything, but from $4.99 and up, we are giving people subscriber only content that you won't find here on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, there are so many alternatives for YouTube these days, including BitChute, which we are on at World Alternative Media, as well as, of course, the new Flote.app, Flote.app, where they are truly replacing all of these social medias, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, Reddit, and of course, Twitch and Patreon, all in one place, and it is truly incredible what they are doing. We are moving over there in mass, as well as BitChute, BitTube, Steemit at Josh Sigurdson, all those other places, as well as PocketNet. We are on as well at World Alternative Media. There's so many options today, and we're trying to get into as many of them as possible because we need to back ourselves up. We are winning this information war, but we are getting to a point where they are cracking down more desperately than ever, and we got to do whatever we can to stay alive as it's getting more and more difficult all the time. We also have events coming up, including Anarchadelphia 2019, which will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in September. Check out thestateofanarchy.com and anarchadelphia.com. Linked below, use promo code WAM, W-A-M, and save 10% on your tickets to this amazing conference as Anarchy is going viral. Also, make sure to check out the Winnipeg Crypto Conference in October. Also, use promo code WAM, another great event with amazing speakers, and of course, Anarchapulco, the one and only, in February 2020, which you can also use promo code WAM for WAM and save 10%. There's so many things that you can do to help independent media, including just pressing like, sharing, clicking the notification button, doing whatever you can to help keep this free information alive that's alternative to the mainstream. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching, everyone. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.
Thank you.